Welcome, EvolveTalk audience, you discerning and awakening group out there. EvolveTalk's job is to align you with people who are in the forefront and in the center of evolution. We are evolving as a humanity, and there are people doing amazing work here. One of the people that is doing that amazing work is Amy McDowell.
Hi.
Hi. She is the sponsor of bringing Donna Eden into Tallahassee on March 24th, and we'll be talking more about that.
Woohoo.
Yes. We will tell you all the details of that. And first and foremost, though, what we're going to do is we are actually going to interview Donna Eden. She has agreed to be with us today on Google Hangouts and via video here at the office studio. Donna Eden, thank you very much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to be with you, both of you.
And you're coming to Tallahassee, and we're thrilled about that. You've not been to Tallahassee.
No, I've never been to Tallahassee, and I cannot wait to see it. I plan to really cruise down the streets and look at the houses and see that world and feel that energy.
Well, speaking of energy, my dear, when I was researching you, I've known about you for quite some time, but I, of course, was going to do this interview today, so I had to get some serious serious learning about you, as they say. And girl, you are the most alive person on this planet. You are. Did you hear that? No, you are the most alive person on the planet.
Well, you know, we can contribute energy to that. I mean, I think that everybody on this planet can have more energy, can feel more vital, more alive, be empowered to heal themselves. It's the best. It is so, I mean, I think that we could have true world peace if everybody really knew how to take care of themselves and felt empowered about energy. And I was just thinking, you know, I know that where you are, where we are broadcasting this from is from your spiritual center. And there is no way you can work with energy and not become more spiritual. Wouldn't you say that's true, Amy?
Definitely. And more connected with yourself and the people around you in so many ways.
Yeah, it's really true.
So Donna, I know, the word energy is tossed around quite a bit. So you combined energy with energy medicine. Would you please, I know you've been asked this 1,000 times, but would you please explain just one more time what energy medicine is?
Yeah. Well, first of all, even Einstein said that energy is all there is. Yes. And that even we aren't solid. We're these lattice works of force fields. But as we come together and get denser, it looks like physical. It looks very physical, but energy streams through us. Just, think of like a building where electricity, you go in and you flip on a switch and the electricity starts running through the building. Well, we're the same way. Electricity and energy moves through us, and there are ways that you can flip that switch and get more healing energy moving to different areas. And energy is your body's best medicine. It is the most natural. It is the oldest. I am sure it's what our ancient ancestors did to just stay alive. They were much more attuned and in touch because there weren't a lot of things that took their attention, so it was easier to stay in touch with yourself in that way.
And you have found methods and techniques to release blocked energy, to get to help people become their own healers and such.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's the best. When you feel empowered to be able to heal yourself, it is about knowing how to just let the energy stream, or if you are exhausted or tired, how to get your energy back. If you have pain, how to take away pain, and blocks are usually that the energy hasn't been streaming for one reason or another. Maybe it's stress, how to move stress out of your body. And you will not only feel better, but it will start upping your relationship to the whole world. You literally begin to feel and know just how much a part of the world you are, and the trees and the rivers and the oceans and the streams. Everything is energy. So you relate to the world in a much more positive and sort of awe-inspiring way. It's really wonderful. It changes everything, and you will like aging. How about that? You will like aging.
I'm for that. I am all for that.
And the other thing is, energy is the life force. It's the life force.
Yes.
When you're alive, you've got energy, and when you die, it left you. So it's if people could even think in that way, and to know that you can learn to shift that energy and have it do for you what really feels good, and it changes everything.
Well, help me understand something, especially for our audience who is maybe perhaps just studying energy just recently. There's a positive energy and a negative energy, or is it just all energy and it turns into a blockage? Is that a decent enough question?
That's an excellent question. First of all, energy is simply energy. It's energy. And if it's flowing right, it's positive. But things can happen. I mean, we go through things in life, and we bottleneck stress into our body, or somebody else's energy really affected us and threw us off, and you have that inner voice that can make you feel bad about yourself. All of these things turn into blocked energy. But you can shift it easily. You can learn the language your body speaks in, which is energy, and shift all of the negative stuff. There's no way you can't get more positive about life when you learn this.
It sounds like the learning process is a lot about paying attention, simply just paying attention to your body.
Yeah, but you know what? I think that the problem is that most people were never really taught how to pay attention. And there are so many things that take your attention. So if you learn the basics of energy medicine and make that a part of just going through life, you don't have to put your attention to it. You just sort of mindlessly start doing it. And then you become more mindful, by the way. It just is a natural thing. People tend to think you have to get mindful with your mind. You can get mindful with energy, and it'll shift your mind.
Well, that actually brings me to a question that one of our listening audience members asked, and she wanted to know about children. She wanted to know about how young can we start working with children with energy. Do you get asked that a lot?
That's a great question.
Thank you for asking that. I wish that every child learned this. I mean, it's natural. It's easy to learn for children. And every school system ought to have it as a part of their protocol, because it will not only help their self-confidence and their sense of being able to handle things, but it will help them learn better. I mean, energy is not just the medicine for healing. It helps you learn better and your mind be sharper and be able to relate to people easier. It covers the gamut of everything.
Yes. I believe that. From what I've seen and what I've learned so far, I believe that as well. Thank you, Kelly Edson, and our listening audience for that question. We appreciate you. On a personal level, your mother was psychic, and she saw auras and she saw light energy. Is that true?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Not many people ask me about my mother, but yes, it was very natural, though. She never used the word psychic. Okay. It was just how, of course, we all are. You know, she just
was intuitive.
Yeah, incredibly intuitive, but she would really know things before they happened. She always saw energy, and I think it's really interesting. She was an orphan. She was never adopted. And in some ways, I think she never had a parent or a school system ever tell her that wasn't real.
Right.
And that's, you know, and so she of course that's real. And in my family, we all felt sorry for my dad because he didn't know things beforehand. He didn't see energy. And Poor Daddy. I was 20, though, before I found out the whole world didn't see energy. I just thought everybody did. Yeah.
I can't imagine being raised in a household where your mother says, do you see that, that light around that person walking down the street? And you were raised that way.
Yes. And I thought everybody was raised that way. I had no idea. But when I was in my early 20s and finding out, I was in awe of people for a while, thinking, I wonder how they mapped their way through life if they can't see energy. But what I found out is they really went up into their left brains is what they did, and got more logical about things. And I didn't learn logic very well.
Thank you, Donna, for not learning logic.
It hasn't slowed you down at all.
You have served the world well. What I'm hoping, if maybe you and Amy could help us out a little bit, maybe do, I don't know, some little bit of something that someone at home could use to release some trapped energy that doesn't mess with the microphones. What can we tap or press or something? You have any ideas what we could do here?
Well, let me just tell you about some things that people already know so that they can identify with, oh, I knew that. Okay. Like if they just put one hand right on top of their chest and the other hand on top, just like that. Close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. You will just lift yourself a little bit out of stress. It is so simple. And energy medicine classes have multitudes of the simple things to do. You can pull your ears out when you feel like you're on overload.
Oh, I do that.
All right. See, there's so many natural things that people do, and that's why I am very sure that our ancient ancestors knew this. They knew all of this, or we wouldn't do it automatically. It carried down through thousands of years in our DNA. Like how many times people throw their hands to their foreheads.
Right.
I was thinking, oh my God.
Right.
Well, when you do that, if somebody just told you to keep your hand there, because when you get stressed, when you get stressed, you lose blood from your forebrain. But if you put your hands back there, maybe one hand on the back of your head, one hand on the front,
ooh, that feels
you will
good.
draw the blood back up into your forebrain so you can think again. I mean, there's just
I love
so many things like that.
Donna, thank you for that. That's perfect, because you're right. We do that instinctively and we didn't even know it.
Yes.
If you wanted humanity to know one thing, what would it be?
It would be that, wow. I would like them to know that that when they empower themselves to heal themselves, it reverberates across an entire community. Because when you know this, you want to share it with everyone. It starts building love in the community. It makes you closer to your children. It does. It really, I believe that one day it will reverberate throughout the world how to do this, because we're coming home to ourselves, to what our ancient ancestors knew how to do to keep them alive, that eventually wound up in spirituality. I believe we're on our way. Even Mehmet Oz says energy medicine is the last great frontier in medicine. Which I love that he said that. Of course, we know that already.
We do. And you made everybody in this room cry, so thank you.
You're welcome.
We so look forward to seeing you on March 24th at the Leon Leon High School. Thank you so much. We were going to spread this far and wide so everybody knows that you're coming.
Thank you for coming, Donna.
Okay. Thank you. And I hope I get to meet you and see you in person.
I'm going to have to come meet you.
Yes, you are.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you again so much.
Thank you.